Hello, my fellow cigar smokers, and welcome to Smoker Spot and to the premiere and the very first episode of Cookie Wisdoms, where we are cracking up a fortune cookie and talking about cigars. And today, next to this wonderful fortune cookie, we are talking about the brand new Plasencia Year of the Ox. Stay tuned. So guys, I think in one of the last episodes in the last year I was talking about this idea where we're cracking up a fortune cookie, reading what's inside and talking about a cigar. So that's the first episode and let's see how it runs. Everything we need is the fortune cookie and the cigar. I would say let's start with the cigar. Before I light it up, I bought the brand new Plasencia Year of the Ox. A wonderful looking cigar, Salomonas size, pretty big stick, I would say, easily 1.5 hour or so. But before we keep on talking about the cigar and we're cracking up the fortune cookie, let's light this one up. Before I remove the band, that's a beautiful one here. The third band it has. It says Special Edition 2021. Because the Chinese New Year begins in February 2021, and that's the year of the ox. So, let's remove the band. That was working good at least. Cold draw. Oh Jesus, that's like wet grass or wet earth. You know, like coming into a forest and it was just raining. Smells like this. That's crazy. Let's see what the cold draw is giving us. Coffee, woodish. Both flavors kinda intense. Well, like that. I would say, let's fire it up. It was the wrong side of the lighter. I'm so smart. Jesus Christ. Since the Salomonas, oh God, my voice. Since it's a Salomona size, we don't have a very big opening at the foot, so we don't need to toast it a whole lot, just a little bit. And then let's see where this is bringing us. Okay, good start. Draw's good. Sometimes that's tricky with a Salomonas or with a Diadema or any kind of Vitola that is getting smaller towards the foot. But this one's good. Nice. Good start. Guys, I would say let's take care of the fortune cookie. And in here is the wisdom. Let's hope. Okay. Let's see. Don't stop at the first beautiful flower you have reached. Strive further, and you will reach entire meadows filled with beautiful flowers and discover amazing landscapes that will enrich your life and make you happy. Take the first step towards a more beautiful future today. Period. And that's from, they put a name down there, Walter Wemmer, and they're saying be happy. Okay, let's talk about this in a while. I will put the text of the little note in the description, so that you can read it if you want to. That's interesting. I have an idea about that, guys. Plasencia Year of the Ox. Right. We also want to talk about the cigar. 58 ring gauge, and it is 7 inches long. Quite an impressive stick. The first few puffs, actually milder than I thought. Woodish. And like wet leaves or wet grass, something like this. Cannot describe it or pinpoint it exactly to the, or very precisely, but that's somehow the first flavors that were coming into my mind. Very good effortless draw. Very nice. I thought it's also a good idea because Year of the Ox, so Plasencia is following like Davidoff, for example. They were the first who were coming up with all the zodiac sign editions. And just recently we were doing an unboxing and review of the Davidoff Year of the Ox. So here the Plasencia is the next one. Last year was the red, next year is the tiger. So I guess the tiger will be interesting in 2022. But for now, let's talk about the ox a little bit. Oh, holy shit. Look at the burn. Oh my god. That's looking awful. And I don't think that that was going so far down. I'm not sure if that is going to correct itself. Well, let's see. The wisdom in the fortune cookie is telling us, don't pick the first flower that looks beautiful. Strive further and you will find much more beautiful landscapes, and you have to make the first step towards a more bright future. Okay, so what is that telling us? Sometimes in life, guys, you stumble upon things, people, whatever, and on the first glance it's looking nice and shiny and like a good opportunity or whatever. And very often, even in my life, when you have, the guts are telling you something, that is one thing. The brain is telling you sometimes the other thing. So not the first decision is always the best one. Sometimes it's nice, or it might be a good thing to think over what you are doing or what you are going to do. Like when you're filing a decision. In Germany, for example, we have a saying that goes like, you have to sleep one night before you're making a decision. So, and maybe that's more or less the wisdom that's giving us here. Don't pick the first beautiful flower. Maybe you find a better one. let's discuss about the pro and cons about this style of living, maybe. Let's see how it tastes. Not bad, actually. You know, that's one of the chocolate fortune cookies I had in my advance calendar, my Christmas calendar from last year. It was a present from my mother, and I still have a few left. And we will work with this one, but I also have like normal fortune cookies. They will come later. So guys, sorry. Do not pick the first flower that's looking beautiful. Go further looking for a more beautiful one. What does that mean? On the positive side, we can say, think about decisions you're going to make. Maybe you find when you're sleeping over it and you'll be looking further, when you're thinking about it, maybe you find an optional way, something else. You're coming up with something new. That's okay. However, on the negative side, one could say that is, if you always looking for something better, you might miss the real good opportunity or that what is laying right in front of you. If you're always looking for something better, that can be a waste of time. And actually, I know a couple of people who are never happy with what they get. They're always looking for something better. And that's not the way I want to live, actually. Sometimes it's a good idea to hear what your guts are saying, like the first impression and the decision you felt after the first impression. At least in my life, every time when I had to make a decision, and my brain was telling me something different than my guts, most of the time it was a bad decision. Really. And maybe I'm the type of guy who's tending to overthink things, thinking too much about things, because I like it to approach problems and things on a very intellectual way, talking about it, thinking about it, and so on. But over the years, I improved. I'm not thinking so much anymore because the life experience taught me hear or listen what your guts are telling you. And when they telling me there's something wrong with this dude, or that doesn't look, I don't know why, but it's not looking good. Nowadays, I'm just doing right that. I'm not starting to thinking the pro and cons and this and that. I think, okay, man, there is something wrong here. I'm not going to do it. I'm not looking for a more beautiful flower right now. I picked that flower right now to stick to the wisdom here in the fortune cookie. Well, let's talk about it in a while. Sometimes when I'm smoking a good cigar, or when I'm smoking a cigar, necessarily don't have to be a good one necessarily, but it would be nice. I have very good ideas. Just sitting here smoking a cigar, and here we go again, thinking about things. Okay, I'm still in this circle. We're talking a little bit about a cigar. Made by Plasencia. It's a Puro Nicaragua. So, wrapper, binder, filler, They all coming from Nicaragua. Not much more. I don't know much more about tobacco. I was looking on a couple of sites. I was looking at the Plasencia side and everywhere else, but everybody's just telling, okay, it's tobacco from Nicaragua. Nobody knows what kind of tobacco. But Plasencia's doing some pretty good stuff. Last Plasencia I smoked was the Plasencia Waldorf edition. That was a beautiful cigar. Jesus Christ. One of my favorites in 2020. But okay, the burn actually surprising me. It's getting a little bit better. Still looks very wavy, but not as bad as I thought after I was looking at this hole that was building up here on the burn. Well, I will not correct it now. Let's see. You know, while I was looking for the cigar or looking for information about the cigar, I figured out actually I was born in the year of the ox. Isn't it crazy? I mean, I was born 1973, and 1973 was the year of the ox. Just in case you care, 1972 was the rat, 1974 was the tiger, 75 the rabbit, and so on and so on. But I've also put not only this very wise wisdom in the description, I also put the all the Chinese zodiac signs with the years in the description. So if you care, take a look. Maybe you find your year and you know under what zodiac you were born. Really, I have to tell you guys, I really don't care. No matter if it's the Chinese zodiacs or the traditional zodiac signs we're using in the Western Hemisphere. I think it's just like somebody's trying to sell you snake oil, you know. So I mean, sometimes it's funny, you know, and I definitely understand if, for example, especially when you're from China or some other place in Asia, that when you were born under the zodiac sign of or you were born in the year of the ox or whatever, that you're looking for a cigar that's reflecting that. It's a nice present and so on, but for me it's nothing more. But guys, no offense, you know, when you are believing that kind of stuff, cool. So if not, I don't care, you know. So back to the cigar. Taste is very good. It's the strength is picking up a little bit, so it's getting a little bit stronger, and now I can feel the typical spice that's coming from Nicaragua or from tobacco from Nicaragua. So I think that's will be quite an interesting development over here, taste wise and burn wise. So guys, back on our first Cookie Wisdoms episode with the Plasencia Year of the Ox. Guys, I have to tell you, the burn sucks, really. I corrected it one time and start canoeing again, or that kind of burn. It's called canoeing, or it's a runner. So when the burn is really uneven, more on one side than the other, and that can have a couple of reasons. One reason is that the cigars are stored not very good when they're getting too dry, especially when they're drying out on one side more than on the other. So when the airflow in the humidor is not very good. I would say in my humidor, I don't want it to be too self-confident, but since most of my other cigars are pretty good, I would say it's not a problem with storing. Other problem sometimes is when you burn it wrong, like you burn it too much on one side and then it's uneven in the beginning, and then the runner starts. But I was lighting it up okay. So and if that is the reason, after you relighting it or after you correcting it, the problem stops there. But it was not, so it just happened again. So I would say it's probably a construction issue. So it can happen. Usually I was smoking a lot of Plasencia cigars. That's not happened very often, but sometimes it can happen. And it's just like if you have to relight it again or correct it one or two times, of course, you're reducing your smoking time because you're burning a lot of the wrapper and so on. And it's not nice, but actually in this case it's not affecting the taste. The taste is really okay. Not as much development as I wished it would have. We still have the same flavors like we had in the beginning. The spice was picking up a little bit, and on the negative side it's also there's some kind of, it's not only spicy, it develops some kind of bitterness. Not really strong, but I can feel it on my tongue that it's a little bit too bitter. So I won't go, I don't want to go that far to say it's a bad cigar, but guys, let me check the price again. That cigar here is 35 euros per stick, and that is like $38 or something. That is ridiculous. I mean, if that happens with like a low budget cigar and you would say, okay man, it's a bad burn and I have to wreck it 2 times and there's a little bit of bitterness and it's not perfect, I would say alright. But for a $38 cigar, no way. And it's not even coming close to the Davidoff Year of the Ox. That was a fantastic cigar. This one is maybe average, and that's I would expect more from a cigar like this. So that's disappointing. But we know there can't be only good cigars out there. Sometimes you're picking a bad one, and and like I said, it's not really a bad one. It's just disappointing because of the price, and it's a limited edition, and all that. So disappointing. Not a bad cigar, but it's disappointing. And maybe coming back to our wisdom, maybe I should have picked the other cigar. maybe I should have gone a step further and taking another cigar. So guys, man, that wisdom out of the fortune cookie was worth something today. But you know what? I have like 2 or 3 more of these cigars because I showed you the box, so I bought a whole box of it, and for the whole box it's like 280 euros. And 8 cigars are in there. So I will have enough opportunity to pick the next Plasencia Year of Dogs and see. Maybe it was just this one. Actually, it can happen. We'll see. Other than that, guys, it was the first time that we're making this Cookie Wisdoms episode. For me, it was a lot of fun. You have to be kind of spontaneous, because you don't know what kind of note you're getting out of your fortune cookie, and you have to react on it and see what you can do with it. In this case, I think it was pretty much okay. I hope you enjoyed it too. For me, it was fun. Even the cigars disappointing, I don't care. It was fun. I love doing that kind of shit. So, guys, I hope you had fun with this Cookie Wisdoms episode. And I really hope you can enjoy very good cigar, good drink, enjoy your day, celebrate life with buddies, family, and friends. But most importantly, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you around at Smoker Spot. Cheers, my friends.